Hello YouTube, it's Accurate again, back with another video, and this time I'm at this crazy synth event in Germany called the Thomann Synth Reactor. And well, this enables me to get a hold of pieces of gear that I don't have at my home studio, so today I'm taking a look at the Roland Rhythm Performer TR8S, as well as the Korg Minilogue XD, the new one with the extra digital oscillator. So let's see what we can do here and if I can make something happen. So people are telling me that I should get into the TR8S a lot and that I should kind of like it because it's one of those machines that you're able to load up your own samples into, which is kind of appropriate for me. But for this little session right here, I've done nothing of that and it's just as it is and comes straight out of the box. So let's first of all set the tempo to something where I'm feeling a bit more comfortable, so something like 90, I don't know, 94. For a kit edit and browse it like this. So let's get some kick drums in the sequencer. Okay, that's a kick drum that kind of works for now, I guess. So let's pitch it down a little bit, change the decay to make it nice and snappy. So let's jump over to the snare and put it on 5 and 13. Now, can I change just that sample? I should be able to do that like this. Let's keep it like that, and turn it down a little bit. Now I think I want to layer that up together with something else. The rim shot. And the other one. Well, so far it's really straightforward and kind of a simple, nice process to create just a kick and a snare pattern on the TR8S, just like that. Now there should be a way for me to record stuff into the sequencer live as well, so let's go to the closed hi-hat. So if I start the sequencer and play the pad, it should record. And I don't like that whole pitch shifting thing. So let's turn the motion thing on and go to the rec mode. It should work like this. So let's add some swing to the sequence and turn the volume down. Let's keep it at that. So maybe I want to change out my bass drum after all. That's a nice patch right there. But let's load up something completely different just because I can. Really like that one. And I've never played around with that filter before. It feels organic. I'm changing the tempo of my sequencer, so let's get down to the same, which is 94. Yes, and I'm in party mode, so I could do something like that, 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 and maybe something funny in the end here, like that, that, and that. Let's see how that plays. So, I mean, that's really a straightforward workflow. So I've been sitting here for something a little bit more than 30 minutes just to try things out, and I have a little bit of a loop here and a little bit of a loop here, and things kind of work together, even if it's maybe not a masterpiece at this moment. So let's delete everything from the sequencer and try again with something a bit more original, I guess. Or something like that in quarter notes. Well, it's not quarter notes, but you know what I mean. So I guess that's what it is. Now let's try to do something different. So it's a bit tricky to show on camera, but I got something here. So together with the drums. I'm still just using one sequence, and in this case it's 4 bars, and in this case it's those 16 steps, but I can always switch it up later on. So while we're at it, let's just go to another pattern here and create something similar but new. So I guess that's pretty much what I got from this. But I also found this DJ Scratch guy demoing one of the Roland DJ things. I'm pretty sure it was the 505 DJ controller with Serato. So I'm gonna arrange this little track of mine in Logic on my computer and then get to him to actually put some scratches on top of it. He's gonna do something and I'm gonna do something. So I guess that could turn out pretty cool. So that's what it became, nothing too serious, nothing too advanced, just a quick little beat on 2 different devices that I've kind of never worked on before. And I had a little bit under 1.5 hours to spend in this little studio that I booked to make this video, so I'm not ready to make a full review on any of these devices, but my first initial impressions are pretty much like this. The TR8S from Roland was a really nice drum machine to start working with straight out of the box. It comes with all of the sounds that you expect from a drum machine like this. You have the 808, the 909, the 606, the 707, plus a bunch of more different drum sounds that I didn't expect from this one. Plus the possibility to bring in your own samples on it, so that's a really good thing. Now, I found the step sequencer to be really easy to use and pretty much as simple as they come, which is really good. But I can't seem to find a way to record anything unquantized on the Roland TR8S. You can do some simple tricks with the sequencer and have some of the patterns play shorter than 16 steps, which makes it polymetric or polyrhythmic, whatever the word is. And you can adjust the shuffle of the sequencer plus or minus, which can help you to create some funky stuff even though you can't do it unquantized. And also the whole motion recording thing can actually change a whole lot of stuff when it comes to how the actual drum machine works with your workflow. And yeah, I managed to use it for something musical in less than 1.5 hours, which is something. But please remember that I kind of don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't have a lot of time with this one or with the Korg Minilogue XD. Now, what I managed to do with this one was kind of just to go into the browser and look for different presets to have something to start with. I did actually like most of the sounds that came out of it just as it was, but then I started to fiddle around with the filter and the different parameters on the synth itself without going too crazy into depth with anything, because my time was limited. But I've never played around with the Minilogue or the Minilogue XD before, so the first thing that really hit me here was the sequencer. I would actually go as far as to say that the sequencer on the Minilogue XD was the best and easiest sequencer I've ever used on a synth, even though I'm maybe not the most experienced one when it comes to synthesizers with sequencers. The entire process of just being able to hold one of the steps in the sequencer, press a single note or even a chord if you like to, just became second nature to me in less than a minute, which is really, really cool. And I didn't have much time to experiment with the arpeggio, but I can just imagine that if you use the arpeggio functionality on it, together with the sequencer that is super straightforward, you can actually create some pretty cool musical or chaotic, if you're that kind of person, patterns. I enjoyed the sounds that I got out of it, but I also know that it's kind of a big thing to buy and sell and make your own patches for the Minilogue. Now, one of my first memories of actually using a real synthesizer was with the Korg MS-2000. And I'm not saying that this one sounds like the MS-2000, but At this moment in that studio, when I made this video, it actually brought me back like a bunch of years. So I did find it really enjoyable just to produce some small 16-step patterns, record them onto the Zoom recorder I was using for the video, taking that file straight into Logic and just do something a bit more. And then combining the whole thing with the loops from the TR8S, and voila, we have some kind of beat. So if I have the option to just take them with me and bring them here to my home studio to use them a little bit more for my normal day-to-day workflow, I definitely would. But I do think that Roland should do something about the quantization on the TR8S. I need to be able to record stuff unquantized. It just feels better. And that about wraps it up for this video. Thanks a lot for watching this one. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Until then, ha det gott!
Accurate beats.